His name refuses to go away from the transfer rumour mill, which doesn't stop. You go online, you go onto websites, you open a newspaper. Paul Pogba to Real Madrid. Zidane is back. Madrid need to rebuild. They're having a terrible season. Do you expect Pogba to stay here or not? Not want, but expect.
That's a tough question. I expect him to be here. I think it's one of the most important tasks for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to sort out very quickly, to put an end to that speculation. The longer as that speculation goes on, it's not good for the player, it's not good for the club, it's not good for anybody.
I think it is a really tough question, because the honest answer is we don't know. Does he want to go there? Maybe. But Manchester United have it in their power to be able to say, I'm sorry, you're not going anywhere. And I think they should. I think he should be given one more full season without Jose Mourinho, and to say, look, let's judge him on this next season. And again, post-World Cup, I talked about how it's a really difficult time mentally and physically for the players post-World Cup. Next season, I think, if he doesn't perform the way he should, then perhaps they should start as maybe looking for someone else and giving him to Real Madrid, getting lots of money in and bringing in some top-class other midfielders.
Wasn't it also a mark of Sir Alex Ferguson that he knew when to sell a player? No matter how good they were, no matter who they were, if it's affecting the club in a negative way, he seemed to always know when to sell.
Well, that was his sort of golden rule. You know, nobody is bigger than the club. Nobody's bigger than Manchester United. And he's managed that so well over so many years. And that is, I think, the key of a club of the size of Manchester United. To always make sure that, you know, when you get into a successful, you know, period of the club, to make sure that how do you maintain that? Which means, you know, very good recruitment, but also good management, knowing when to let players go and to make sure that the quality stays high.
But let me just say, Paul Pogba now is not having a negative impact on Manchester United. He was, and when there was the spat between him and Jose Mourinho, that's gone now. We're talking about getting Paul Pogba to fulfill his potential, be one of, if not the best midfielder in the world, which is what he has capabilities of doing. He was the match winner today. He stepped up, took the penalties. That in itself shows that he's got a lot of bottle.
Do you want a player that's already done that, though, that's had a strop at the manager to still be at the club? It's not a question of can he, will he?
Modern day football is different, where you have to forget about that. What's gone in the past has gone in the past, and that was a personality clash between him and Jose Mourinho. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can get the best out of him, then you keep him here and you get the best out of him, because he is potentially one of the best midfielders in the world. We're just talking about getting him that extra 10%, which he'll have to do defensively, but also getting on the ball. He should be absolutely bossing games like this. He should have been man of the match, not because of the penalties, but basically because of he was the best player on the pitch. And for me, he wasn't. And, you know, yes, he stepped up and scored the goals, but ultimately, I just think there's more from him.
But that is a little bit of a result of a few things. If you look in the beginning, when Ole came in and everybody sort of played almost on the excitement and the energy, and it was, you know, guys, let's be positive, let's look forward, play forward runs. There was a fluency, and now I see with the team again, you know, it's a bit laboured, you know, it's sloppy, you know, players take too many touches. It's gone back to where it was before, and I think that's the one thing that Ole needs to do quickly. Just listen, guys, let's look back at those games where we played really well, created a lot of chances, scored a lot of goals. That's where we need to go back to.
And that's where the players, but also the manager, has to realise now it's just not just a chunk of 8 to 10 games. If you're going to be top class, if you're going to be a Manchester United player, if you're going to go for Premier League titles, you need to do that over a period of time. The honeymoon period has been and gone.
Yes.
I agree with Rene completely that they've almost slipping back into how they were. Now it's down to Solskjaer, but also the players themselves to say we need to be playing at this intensity week in, week out. We are Manchester United players, and historically this is one of the best clubs in the world.
Yeah.
So they need to be playing at that kind of level, and I'm not quite sure the intensity is there at the moment.
I just want to quickly drag this back to Pogba again, just because parallels can be made with Ronaldo. Not in the same way, but the way he left to go to Real Madrid, which is the club that Pogba's linked to.
I don't think there's any parallels at all. No, but I'm going to tell you for why. Because when Cristiano Ronaldo came, he came all for the right reasons at this club. I think it shaped him, it formed him. under the guidance of Sir Alex Ferguson and all the other good players that he had around him. But it was clear he was a very ambitious guy, and he made that ambition very clear to Sir Alex Ferguson. They had a good chat about it, and they agreed that he would stay for another year. And that's what he did. And if you look to the performances that he then produced in that season, was just fantastic. And then, obviously, with all due respect, with everybody in between Sir Alex, the club, and Cristiano Ronaldo, he moved on. This is, different.
Yes.
Those speculations that come up all the time is where is it coming from? Is it coming from Paul, or is it an agent that sort of speaks out and the papers pick up on it and the media? Sometimes we stand here talking about something and it couldn't be further from the truth, which is, not always fair on the player.
Yeah, I agree. Different with Ronaldo. I mean, I think what we have to understand here is why we believe Manchester United is one of the biggest clubs in the world, and it is. If you're from kind of Southern Europe or maybe South America, you see Barcelona and Real Madrid as the ultimate to play for. If you're kind of from England or Northern Europe, then maybe you think of Manchester United or Liverpool or that type of team as well, and playing in the Premier League. You're talking about Ronaldo, who probably always wanted to play for Real Madrid, did fantastic for Manchester United, wanted to leave it a year earlier, gave his best within that year and was still absolutely brilliant. Got a lot of money for him, and I think he left with Sir Alex Ferguson's blessing as well.
Doesn't every player want to play for Real Madrid or Barcelona, one of the two? Didn't you want to?
I would have loved to.
It can't just be Ronaldo. You can't just say that he wanted to play, so he would go.
It's funny that you asked that, but I tell you, if you would have asked that question to Ryan Giggs at the time,
yes,
Paul Scholes, he would have said no.
Yeah.
Because we are here. This is Manchester United. This is where we belong. But I can completely understand what Scott is saying. If you're sort of coming from Portugal or Spain or South America or that sort of side, I might have a different outlook. You know what I mean? It's not, it's not for everybody. I mean,
Ryan Giggs must have had offers. Manchester United must have had given it. He didn't want to go anywhere. He was happy. Same with Scholes. So it's a mentality thing as well. But yeah, I think Ronaldo and Pogba are two different cases.